know why I know this is going to be a good episode, Father Malone?
Why is that?
This movie wasn't very good.
This movie wasn't very good? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
To me?
Yeah.
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 I don't think so, sir. You're incorrect.
I mean, look.
Per usual.
Once every 52 weeks on this show, my show, The Culture Cast.
It's your show.
Once every 52 weeks, that's one time a year, someone's allowed to call me wrong. We've come and gone past that moment already, so you don't get to do that.
I did that on Chocolate War.
Did you?
But you were agreeing with me, and I was just joking.
Yeah,
so
that
now
was.
I'm gonna tell you. Now I get to tell you again. That was a false start.
That's fair.
Wrong again, statue.
I disagree. And Heather's just standing in the back, just like.
You didn't like Toy Soldiers, honestly?
It was okay.
How about you, Heather? You liked Toy Soldiers? I'm running this show now. How about you, Heather? What was your first experience with Toy Soldiers?
I'll just sit back and fucking go. All right,
you want to the Culture Cast? It's Father Malone. This is Pirate Radio at its finest. We're going to be discussing another prep school in our September edition of Prep School Movies. This one is Toy Soldiers, directed by somebody whose name escapes me and starring Will Wheaton. That's it. He's the only one in it. He plays every character. Chris, when did you first see Toy Soldiers, and why do you love it so much?
At this point, you know what? Like, you've got the job, man. You're hired. Yeah. This is officially my retirement. Good.
Can we just make this a definitive statement that Father Malone has moxie?
He does.
Moxie. I will take control of the show if I feel like you're weak.
You are lush with moxie, sir.
He wants to stand on that milk carton in the middle of the intersection and scream at people how much he loves Toy Soldiers. It's got Sean Astin in it. What don't you love?
And Andrew Divoff. I'm the only one who said his name in about a decade.
I love Andrew Divoff, though. He's great. He's great.
I only know him from one other thing, honestly, which is another
Wishmaster?
48 Hours. And I think he was on Lost for a little
He was
while.
on Lost.
Yeah, he was good on Lost.
He was also in Air Force One.
Oh yeah, you know what? I was being sort of casually mean when I said no one said his name.
That's
I actually
so
like
rude.
Andrew Divoff a lot. You know, obviously I know his name.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on this episode of the Culture Cast, I am joined by Father Malone.
Hi.
Man up.
You want me to take? I'll take control again.
I mean, again, I'll sit here and let you. I don't know. And there are.
I've been doing this a long time. Go ahead, take the show.
Yeah, right. Take it off my fucking hands, please. Take my wife, please. Take my wife.
You're gonna edit it. Take it.
Yeah, take it. And yeah, as always, because they seem to come in twos to this show, my good friend and yours, all the way from Mondo, Heather Drain.
Hello. And I am sadly bereft of moxie. I think Father Malone has absorbed all of our moxie, Chris.
You think
I'm
so?
a moxie vampire.
He's vibrating with moxie.
And on this episode of the Culture Cast, we're going to be talking about, like Father Malone mentioned, the final movie of Prep School Month. It's unlike anything you've seen up to this point. We're talking about 1991's Toy Soldiers.
The Regis School for Boys, where the country's best families
Hey, bring that back here!
send the world's worst students.
If you're gonna kick me out, kick me out.
That'd make 4 prep schools in 4 years. You're trying for the Guinness Book of Records?
But these boys are in for a real shock.
If you do not produce my father unharmed, I will begin executing the hostages.
I'm sure by now you have discovered who their parents are.
Chairman of the Armed Services Committee, Vice Chairman of the Republican Party. What does your father do, William?
Contractor?
According to this, he owns the 3rd largest construction company in the world.
Yeah, he's a contractor.
My boys, many of them, they have a real problem with authority.
Are you with me or not?
Of course we're with you.
But if you get a shot, we're gonna be PO'd.
I have an assault force in the staging area 5 minutes away.
I've seen these orange wires. These are wired to explosives.
The kid can get the other students out of line of fire.
If any one of these wires is cut, they will explode.
This kid has been kicked out of 2 schools. 3 schools.
No. That's double.
He's got guts. He's a leader. Billy says he can do it. I gotta believe he can.
That's the signal. You're right. We're really gonna do this? You bet.
soldiers.
And this movie is directed by Daniel Petrie Jr. It's written by David Koepp and Daniel Petrie Jr. It's based on the book by William P. Kennedy, Toy Soldiers, and it stars the aforementioned Sean Astin, Will Wheaton, Lou Gossett Jr., Keith Coogan, Andrew Divoff, and everybody's favorite fourth wheel to the Indiana Jones trilogy, Denholm Elliott, who nothing bad happens to him because he's too pure for this world.
He is.
He truly is. And the movie is about a prep school that's taken over by terrorists because, Die Hard was cool.
Yeah, man. we should explore every Die Hard possibility. That was everyone's thought starting in 1988.
I know.
And man, they fucking ran with it.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. Father Malone, tell us a little bit about why you picked Toy Soldiers to round out this month.
Toy Soldiers is sort of, I think, the lightest of the fare, even lighter than Up the Academy, because it's far less offensive. It's actually a competently constructed film. The performances are all good. It delivers the goods. It is exactly what it sets out to be and nothing more. And I think all of that action is pretty solid in the movie. I like some of these characters. And to me, this was a nice sort of prep school aperitif to the rest of the films that I've programmed this month. Not that we needed a break right before the end of it or anything. I'm saying just in my life, when I came to this movie and saw it on cable, I saw this one on cable. I didn't go to the theater. I enjoyed it in a purely escapist, like, yes, I would like this to happen at my school. I wouldn't be in any way involved in the planning on taking back the school, but I'd like to watch it happen.
That's a fucking statement if I've ever heard one.
I don't participate in such stuff.
I refuse to do anything about these terrorists, but you guys can if you want.
Go ahead. And everyone who hates me, raise your hand. Yes, you go fight the terrorists.
Yeah, you please. You first. Heather, this was the first time you'd seen this movie, yeah?
I'm sorry. I was blinded by the use of the word aperitif. I love it.
Amuse-bouche, maybe?
Oh, I love that one too. Yes, this was my first time with this movie. And I will say I was very relieved that it does not have the Martika song, Toy Soldiers.
I'm a little disappointed that it didn't. I
don't think it's
natural fit.
I don't think totally it would have fit with this movie.
No, it's like an anti-war thing.
Yeah.
This is pretty pro-war.
It's surprised that there wasn't bald eagle that swoops in at some point and helps out the boys.
Is Artie Ermy in this movie? Am I remembering that correctly?
He is. And I literally said yes. I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race when he popped up. I was like, yes.
Always good to see him.
I love it.
You know what I watched again recently? Apocalypse Now. He's a chopper pilot in that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I forgot that. Baby
RuPaul?
Ermy. Yes. RuPaul.
RuPaul for whatever Charles. Reason, I thought you meant RuPaul was in Apocalypse Now, which I know makes absolutely no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lawrence Fishburne was 14 in that movie.
He's a legit baby.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, baby RuPaul Charles was the chopper.
Oh yeah, I would like to see RuPaul in a Vietnam movie, honestly. But
yeah, why not?
With some little camo hot pant.
We could just splice him in, green screen him into some of those Apocalypse Now scenes.
I'm pretty sure the phrase "sissy that walked" was not around in the Vietnam era, but I'm down for the fantasy.
That's direct from the Mekong Delta. Everyone knows that.
I loved you in Platoon.
Yeah, RuPaul was the bomb in Phantoms. Everybody.
Yo,
you was.
God,
I've never seen Phantom.
Me either.
I'm good.
I read a Dean Koontz book this year.
Right?
I read a Dean Koontz book this year. It was okay. It was that fun.
Okay.
It was that Funhouse book.
Can I tell you? Here's my theory on Dean Koontz.
It's actually Stephen King.
Yeah, at some point you run out of Stephen King books, and it's the next K, and you're like, okay.
Dude, I make that joke every time. It's like go to the horror section at a bookstore. K, nothing else. Literally nothing else.
I would change my last name to K.A. something. Like Kagan. And now I'm Kagan. Just right before Stephen King. The saddest thing is the Tabitha King books, shoved off to the one side. It's just one or two. And then 6 shelves of her husband.
My favorite is when Anne Rice when she blew up and they had the interview with the vampire movie, and you go to the bookstore and they'd start putting her weird BDSM erotica next to Vampire Lestat. And
Beauty's Punishment by Anna Ruckelard right next to it. Hey, everyone, this is the same thing.
Yeah, and my mother bought those books, and I totally read them behind her back because I was a teenager, and I was like, how you treat a lady?
You're so Southern.
I know. was like, well, Anne Rice writing sex was weird. I think that's what
anything is weird, honestly.
Yeah, but her trying to do sexy like S&M was not.
Oh, I can only imagine. I never indulged.
It'd be like taking like a delicious Reese's peanut butter cup and be like, you know what this needs? Ranch. Let's put some ranch dressing on it. Oof. Yeah, that's Anne Rice writing sex scenes. It was and there was something involved like somebody getting penetrated with the handle of a knife. I don't know. It was not.
Wow. Remember when that happened in this movie?
That was my favorite when Louis Gossett Jr. bent over and he said, "Peg me."
I remember that, and Arlie Ermy was like, "Don't mind if I do, sport."
I would. I'm not proud.
I haven't seen the movie in some time.
This was the director's cut.
Oh yeah, more like the director's uncut.
Yeah.
Hey, Father Malone.
Whoa, hello.
So, Father Malone, we opened this episode with me talking about I didn't like this movie. And I will say I wasn't the biggest fan. And I will tell you why. It hinges on one thing almost entirely. Why were they afraid to have the kids kill the terrorists?
You mean at the end?
No, like in general, why was that not part of it? There were 8 terrorists and they sent in 50 military guys. And the 50 dudes were shooting at one guy at one point. It's just the premise of the movie. It's never taken where it needs to go. It's like they half-assed it.
Right. Well, what's the rating on this movie? Was it R?
It's R.
It's R. He says R. Sean Astin says fuckers.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew Divoff gets his fucking forehead blown out at one point.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, if this was our PG movie, then I would just say, well, there's your answer.
Like, Will Wheaton gets gunned down in this movie.
So the stakes could have been crazy. I mean, they do kill Will Wheaton at some point. By the way, Will Wheaton, best Italian ever.
Hey!
It's
me, Jerry Orbach. I'm an Italiano.
That might have been the biggest stretch. So yeah, because I do love hearing I love hearing your take on it because it's good to see like a different insight. This movie hit me the best, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
wait, what does that mean?
I
didn't like it.
No,
I think
it's more than that. Was it like an
hit you
affront?
Poorly?
I mean, come on, like tell us. We're waiting with bated breath.
I don't love this movie, by the way. It's okay.
Father Malone secretly Daniel Petrie Jr.
No. At least I'm not doing the whole "it's okay," which is like it'll make a turn.
Yeah, it was okay.
It'll make a turn. It's fine. Whatever. Okay. Here's my thing. This is not. I could never categorically say this is a bad movie. Nor did I hate it. It's well made for what it is as a whole. I'm with Chris though. I feel like there's something. It's missing something to make it more impactful in a way. Also, like I had a problem. Like I like Sean Astin in other movies, but him playing this rebel, like the bad boy, and it's Sean Astin.
Yeah, okay, in that case, I actually kind of like it ironically.
I can't even find it ironically funny. It's like seeing the straight A student try to fail intentionally and still failing at failing intentionally. He tries to fail intentionally and gets a higher grade. You know what I mean? Like you look like a bigger dork because it's against type. And it's so against type that it really doesn't work.
I see what you're saying. Like he's like, I'm going to take this manly role, and everyone's like, yeah, no, that's
like Sean Astin.
Reinforces that you're not manly. Stop
Sean
it.
Astin's a super nice guy in real life, right? Like he
seems lovely.
Even if I don't know that, like I know that. Like I just look at him and it's like I've seen the pictures of him with his daughter from like Lord of the Rings, where she played his daughter in the movie, and now she's fully grown. It's like this seems like a genuine human being. It's like he's playing a fucking douchebag in this movie.
Like this is totally like
Kevin Dillon should be playing his part.
Right.
Or like if this was early 80s Charlie Sheen.
Totally.
Yeah.
Or James Spader. Like somebody that. Spader would rule it.
Yeah, Spader. I just started thinking about James Spader and I got really happy and I forgot about
it. I think the problem with this movie is it was made 4 years too late.
What, do you think? You think because it piggybacked off the success of Die Hard, which is the ultimate of this type of movie, that it's lesser?
I don't think the issues with this movie have anything to do with the fact that it's a poor Die Hard facsimile. I think the issues with this movie are they looked at Die Hard and watered Die Hard down, but still made a rated R movie. Like what?
The book takes place at these are U.S. ambassadors' kids at like some French or like Swiss chalet, like boarding school. Yeah, so weird. And then like David Kep was like, no.
Also, did you guys think the soundtrack at times distractingly sounded like the Indiana Jones theme?
Did a little.
Yeah,
it does, because it keeps going
In
like da 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 da, but it doesn't quite go the da da da.
And then
But
you
it kept getting it in my head.
Then you got Denholm Elliott in this movie too. I mean,
I also I feel like the whole, I don't know, it's like Andrew Divoff's motivation, like his character. It seemed a
He
little
wants to get his
weak.
father out of jail.
yeah, but that's not what it's about though at all.
But no, but he's got like
is.
bazookas. They're wasting. That's the other thing. His guys. We're supposed to believe these
They
are
waste
like
the bazookas.
they waste the bazookas. They're wasting hardcore military grade weaponry on blowing up some kind of shitty Dodge Dart Cavalier bullshit. It doesn't. I don't know. And also, I feel like it's a waste of the Orbach. We get Jory Orbach for 5 minutes. Come on.
Basically.
And he's uncredited.
Fuck that. Also, Will Wheaton is Italian. He's about as Italian as me. I mean,
hey, buongiorno.
don't you call me a guinea.
No Italian is going to give a shit anymore if you call him a wop. Okay, I'm sorry. But you know what the actual problem is? The actual problem is, if this guy's actually your friend, you wouldn't care that I called you a wop.
No, not at all.
Don't call me a wop. Okay.
It's like whenever Chris calls me Dirty Dingus McGee. I don't care.
Right? It's fine.
That's fine. Way more offensive.
Dirty Dingus Drain over here.
dirty Dingus Drain. That's what they called Jeffrey Dahmer's shower.
Chris.
Dirty Dingus Drain.
Gross.
Said it.
Yeah.
Why is everyone? Oh, is it that show? Everyone's fucking obsessed with Dahmer all of a sudden.
I have not seen it.
And how juicy he is.
I know what WAP means. I think WAP doesn't. We're going back to the WAP thing. Does it mean wet ass pussy?
No, I wish. No, it means without papers.
Yeah.
That's awful.
That might be apocryphal, but it's basically like calling them a wetbacker,
My mom, who's Italian, said that's the tire that's the noise that the tire makes when it's going down the street when it's flat.
Chris, I love how you instantly got the accent. You're like, my mom, who's Italian.
Hey. She's not that kind of Italian. She's from. Her family is not from New York. Her family's from the West Coast, so they all just sound like Californians.
That's awesome. Soon right? We shall all sound.
They don't turn people's heads when they're out in public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't say "guma" or anything, so we're good.
Do you guys have the gabagoo for?
Hey, gabagoo! I mean, what the
it's
fuck?
all just fat and nitrates.
Yeah, bring the gabagoo over here. All this from a piece of gabagoo.
Where's the gabagoo?
Where's the gabagoo?
Gabagoo.
Yeah, that was some good shit right there.
Also,
it might be the best thing I've ever done.
I don't know about that, but it's up there.
I noticed. I love finding little weird details in film, and it's so captivated by their dorm room because it was.
What did you note?
It was it was a very weird mix of Save the Earth and I think there was an anti-fur thing, but then there'd be a Misfits poster, and then I'm pretty sure I saw a poster for Taylor Dane.
She was very hot at the time.
In 91?
No,
that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
It doesn't. I can't imagine these guys being like, yeah, I fucking love the Misfits. Yeah, I want your skull. Also, tell it to my heart.
I like both of those songs.
Yeah.
As someone who was 18 at the time, Taylor Dane was very sexy.
But
she had big boobs. Okay, she had big boobs. That's worthy of
I'm being grilled over here. It was the boobs. That's what did it.
You're like, yeah, she's a good singer, whatever. But did you see those tatas?
That's all. That's why that poster's hanging on that wall.
Those bazoobas.
But you can't see her bazoobas on that poster. It's just her face.
Oh, well then.
We'll
what
see.
the hell am I talking about? Listen, guys, I watched the movie a few weeks ago. I did not have time.
Wow.
Okay, now
thanks for making me cut this fucking part of the show. Listen here, I haven't. This what are you? Are you trying to one up the Elvira guy now? What was this movie again?
Duty.
Elvira.
My mission.
Wait, who's the Elvira
I want Mike
guy?
to invite me on. Tell her the Elvira.
So Mike had a guy on his show for Elvira, the Mistress of the Dark, who hadn't watched the movie in a couple years. And then Mike edited in Mike edited in clown ass noises to troll the guy in the episode in post.
He had evidently never seen the movie. and watched it for the first time for the podcast. And he spends the entire podcast just like asking questions of the other guests. Like, so was Elvira like, was she syndicated in New York at this time? What?
Also, I'm pissed because I love Elvira. But I should have been on that show. What the fuck?
We all should have been on that show.
I know, right?
Fucking lunatic.
You can't see it. I literally have on my wall, like off camera, I have like a little Elvira, like almost like a shrine. Like she's my goddess. I love her. Like
oh my God. So does my wife.
Elvira's amazing. And she's got big boobs. That's what you guys like, right?
Big
like,
boobies.
They're fantastic.
There weren't enough boobies in this movie.
Yeah. You know
That's
what
the name
I like?
of the podcast. There aren't enough boobies in these movies.
I love that. Yeah.
A guide to booby movie. We're creatively bankrupt here.
I don't think so at all. I think movies that need boobies or whatever. What did you say?
Mars needs boobies.
Yeah. Hey, go
boobies,
with
but we have to call it boobies like we're all from Maryland. Boobies.
Okay, babies. Okay, Gone with the Wind, thumbs down. No boobies.
Hey, no tits.
No boobies.
Did I see half an areola? Half a star.
Schindler's List, sad boobies don't count. Sad boobies don't count. We need happy boobies.
Oh, man. Sad boobies.
That's the name of the podcast.
The sorrow and the pity doesn't really work for me.
I can't work with this. I can't work with this.
God. We would go to hell. That's fine.
I don't believe in hell.
We didn't make these things. We're just commenting.
Hell doesn't exist, so you're fine.
That's fine. Yeah, that's
hell
also fair.
Hell is Earth. We are in hell already, so we're fine.
It can only be paradise after.
Was Arlie Ermy just like in high demand in the mid 90s to just be in everything?
No.
Well, anytime there was a military thing, I'm sure that was every casting director. Get Arlie Ermy.
Oh,
Frighteners. He was in the fucking Frighteners.
What was he playing in that? Some sort of English professor?
Yeah, right. What is it? Fire Down Below? What's the other? Not Fire Down Below. On Deadly Ground. He's in that one, playing a mercenary. Playing a mercenary.
He should have been in Fire Down Below. That would have been amazing.
Yeah,
him and Levon Helm. Yeah. He's like, I'm from Kentucky. Like, wait, no, you're not.
Yeah, that movie's real.
You know what Toy Soldiers needed? John C. McGinley. I figured it out today.
Fuck yes. Oh my God.
That's who? As a Betty.
No. We replaced Sean Astin with John C. McGinley.
Yes. Yeah, and nobody makes any mention
Sean
of it.
Astin with Adam Baldwin, and you've got a movie. But what if this movie had Adam Baldwin in it, and the scene with Andrew Divoff, it's just Adam Baldwin's taller than Andrew Divoff, and he's grabbing him, and it's just like, what are you fucking doing to me? God. The most unbelievable part of this movie is Sean Astin as the lead. It
kind of is.
It not even kind of is. I think the problem is I have no frame of reference for Sean Astin outside of Lord of the Rings, really. And even with I've seen it once.
Wait, does somebody say boobies?
I've only seen the Goonies
wow, that was amazing.
I've only seen the Goonies one time. So
I'm sorry. No, nobody can understand the power of this, but the hair thing that Father Malone just did was spectacular.
I was just shocked that he had.
I've seen it one time.
It's an okay movie. You know,
it was all right. I mean, again, it's a nostalgia thing. Like it's a total
really
nostalgia.
I have a hot take on Goonies.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
I did not like Goonies. And I think the only way I would like it is if you replace all the children with the wrestlers that are in the Cyndi Lauper video.
Listen, I'm not saying that wouldn't make a great movie, because it would make the best movie of all time.
It would be spectacular.
I'm saying come on down to Burger King and get your free burger. That's what I'm saying. I mean, any movie with wrestlers in place of Kike Kwan, I would take over Kike Kwan's performances.
Chris, have you not seen the Cyndi Lauper video for Goonies or Good Enough?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let's watch it right now.
Is it that good?
It's a two-parter.
It's a two-parter. And we're
two-parter.
Dude, we're talking Captain Lou. We're talking Roddy Piper. We're talking Fabulous Moolah. We're talking Freddie Blassie. We're talking Iron Sheik, baby Jabrons. We're talking
Hulk Hogan. You have a grasshopper dick and a mouse balls.
His Twitter, by the way, the Iron Sheik's Twitter is amazing. It's like
break your back, make you humble.
The Wendy's is jabroni. Fuck Wendy's. Like it's like that. Like he's so angry.
Stream of psychotic consciousness.
It's beautiful. Oh, and Andre the Giant. Hello. And Wendy Richter. Like it's like
Oh, Wendy Richter.
Sounds better than the Goonies.
It's way better than the Goonies.
I just
And
maybe
Steven
I'm not.
Spielberg in the most awkward cameo of all time.
It's so awkward.
Maybe I'm
it's
just not into movies with kids. Maybe that's it.
I'm
Could be.
not.
My entire generation saw that fucking movie in the theater, and we were all obsessed with the movie. And then it was on cable all the fucking time. We all loved it. And then like Ghostbusters and Back to the Future and all of those fucking movies, they played them into the fucking ground, and we're all sick of it. Everyone take your 80s nostalgia and get lost.
That's right. You go. Yeah, we're too busy looking at boobies. Come on, am I right, guys?
Too many titties, not enough time for ghosts. I mean,
Porky's.
hey.
Or not
Porky's
enough
is a
titties.
good movie.
Yeah.
And too much time for ghosts.
Caddyshack, that movie has tits. Lots of them. I like that movie.
Like,
Well, here's you know what actually the problem, Father Malone, with nostalgia from the 80s is? It's I don't have a problem with 80s nostalgia. I have a problem with the things that people are nostalgic for being the most obvious things to be nostalgic.
Yeah, I know.
Ghostbusters, Back to the Future. Like, those are good movies. Why do they have to? Don't be nostalgic for a movie that's good. You should be nostalgic for something that's like weird or specific to you, not, hey, I like Ghostbusters. Like, yeah, I think we all do. Like, yeah, hot take. You liked Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Don't we all?
I was talking to this girl once, and she's like, "Oh, I've just been such a nerd my entire life." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. What are you into?" She's like, "Star Wars." Oh yeah, just the most popular entertainment on the fucking planet. What a nerd! You're really out there.
Okay, thank you. I seriously, we need to call a moratorium because I've heard other people say the same thing where they're like, "Oh, I'm the biggest nerd." It's like, listen, you're into something that makes like mega millions of dollars that millions of people watch and love. You're not a fucking nerd. You know what a nerd is somebody who has an Edgar Rice Burroughs tattoo. That's a fucking nerd.
Yeah,
Respect.
but isn't this nerd gatekeeping?
Or are they a specialist?
Are we nerd gatekeepers now?
Yes.
There is no gatekeeper, only us.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I actually think you can be a Star Wars nerd, but it's a specific thing. It's before a certain time. Because at one point, Star Wars wasn't what it is now. I mean, it was still popular, obviously. But like, there was a time where it wasn't everything to everyone all the time the way it is now. Like, I have a
Star Wars fan club.
I have a friend whose dad has a couple $100,000 Star Wars collection. Like, and I know he's a Star Wars nerd. You know what I mean?
Address, please.
Yeah, give me the address to your house.
And when are they home now?
Yeah, right. But you know what I mean? Like, I would consider him a Star Wars nerd, but I agree with you guys. It's like saying I like comic book movies. It's like, you mean you like the MCU stuff from the last decade? Because like, I guarantee you've probably never picked up a comic book, which is perfectly fine.
It's fine.
But don't say
you're a comic book fan.
Yeah,
you're not
from way back in the day.
You're a movie fan, like everyone else.
Oh wait, I've been a fan. Like, yeah, okay. Oh God. And the problem,
it's a length of time now.
14
but it
years.
doesn't mean you've ever read a comic or given a shit, or like have been so socially awkward that you can't even fucking open your mouth to like express yourself. Like, that's a nerd to me. Like,
man. Yeah. Also, my problem with nostalgia in general is I find that it tends to kind of blind people where they almost kind of lose cultural memory. Like, because it's like people are like, oh, the 80s were wonderful, and it's like
the 80s sucked. I was there.
I mean, the economy was shit. Reagan was a fascist. So was Bush. We had
trickle down economics worked.
Yeah, nuclear.
Yeah, but everything was, the money was coming in. So who cares that we're an oppressive society of fucking assholes who won't even acknowledge this absolute nightmare of a plague going on?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
man, oh man, but Rubik's cubes.
Hey, man. Flock of seagulls. That was cool. Duran.
I see that meme all the time. Like, if you remember this thing, you had a great child. It's like, how are you judging that? Like,
well, also, it's always tied, I feel like, to generational dumbass where people are like, oh, my generation was cool. No, you sound like your parents. Every generation before the other generation says the same shit. It's regurgitation.
So gross.
I feel like there's an expectation with when the three of us get together that's being met.
Thing too is like all those 80s toys were great if you were kids that had money and your parents had money.
Yeah, right.
That's the thing. Like, if you grew up
I see people posting about that G.I. Joe like airship, that carrier, the aircraft carrier. Like, nobody had that. If you had that and you're nostalgic for it, fuck you twice.
double fuck. 2 barrels of fuck just for you.
Now that would have been an action movie. Like set in at
2 barrels
Academy.
of fuck?
2 barrels of fuck, AK : double fuck. And,
it's an Italian action film.
And the colon will be involved at some point. But
John C. McGinley plays the bad boy who's gotten kicked out of 3 out of 4 prep schools.
Yeah. Sean Astin's character, they're short of having him be a fucking murderer in this movie. He got kicked out of the last 3 of the 4 prep schools. So what?
You're right. They should have let him be a murderer.
I don't understand why they didn't.
I think you wanted a gritty movie. I think you wanted like,
I wanted a movie.
You wanted like Will Wheaton getting shot and killed.
Come on. That's not even an earned scene in this movie.
Oh no, it totally is. That character. Ooh, so
great.
Chef's kiss on the characterization of
the
Will
chef's
Wheaton's
kiss
Italian
of shit.
character.
Okay. Also, why were those boys constantly half naked?
Why
you
not?
notice that? Like,
Why weren't they? Well, why weren't they more?
I mean, I don't know. Sean Astin, I think, got his chest hair permed as well. That was Sean Astin with his chest hair was weird. And then like there is that one dude, and he's always in his like tidy whities. And I'm like, how old are these? Like, this is creepy. And and there's that Wesley Crusher like in his books.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just no. John C. McGinley though. I'm down for
Jesus,
that.
even Lou Gossett Jr.
was in his tidy whities.
What a grab bag of weirdos in this flick.
I like Lou Gossett. I don't know Lou Gossett Jr. from anything.
What?
But now I know him from this movie.
What?
And I guess Jaws
You should
3D.
watch An Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, just watch it for him though. Fuck
He's great in it.
Is that the movie with
great.
Richard Gere?
Yeah, no, that movie. I don't recommend that movie, but I'm with Father Malone on Lou Gossett Jr. in the movie.
Yeah.
That movie has Robert Loggia in it.
Robert Loggia.
Lou Gossett Jr. is good in this, right?
Yeah, I like Lou Gossett Jr. I mean, he's good in Iron Eagle. That's
he's great in that. Chappie Lewis. Yeah, no, I think his performance is really good in this movie because it would be easy to just make this the hard ass, administrator character who's trying to hold it together, but he genuinely cares for these kids, and it's because Lou Gossett Jr. just sort of radiates that. I don't know that. I think his performance is good. I think everyone's performance is really good in this movie. The one thing I really did take away from this movie, this is true, like when I saw it for the first time, that you could fill a bottle of Scope mouthwash with vodka and then just drop in a little food coloring and bang, you've got mouthwash.
I believe it was creme de menthe.
It was creme de menthe. Well, in my case, I didn't have creme de menthe.
Well, was the creme de menthe just so when they smelled it smelled minty?
Well, yeah. But the other way works too, people.
It's cheaper. No, get some Heaven Hill.
Popov. That's the brand right there.
Ooh.
Handle a Popov, please. That's a good evening. That's a good start to an evening. Couple microwave burritos, and you got yourself a night.
That's also the end of your evening.
That's also a good way to what we call Shitsville.
Population U, bro.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna be hugging that toilet like it's Sean Astin and his little curly chest hair.
Yeah, right.
That's really weird and awkward.
God.
Andrew Divoff brings you pop off.
Yeah, he's
and then we dropped off into the sun.
Andrew Divoff is he the less problematic Robert Davi?
Yes, he totally is. He should have had Robert Davi's career on it.
I mean, yeah.
Agreed. And I mean, I hate that because Robert Davi, I love Robert Davi, the actor, because Robert Davi's great in movies.
License to Kill is fucking amazing.
Holy shit. Showgirls?
We're seeing it.
Oh my
Must
God.
be weird.
Chris.
Not going home with cum all over you.
Oh my God, yes. That's the line. I fell out of a chair. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, Chris, Showgirls, which was plug. I was on the projection booth and I likened Elizabeth Berkley's performance to Yosemite Sam with titties.
Wow. Yeah, but like a little less nuanced, but absolutely.
I interviewed someone who was in that movie that was on Tales from the Crypt from the Abel with the Cable episode. You remember that?
Who was it?
What the hell is that? He's a bald actor, tall, bald actor.
Oh, tall, bald actor.
tiny lister. Brutus, Bob,
Brother Brutai.
Hulk Hogan.
I'll tell you, Alan Rakins.
Oh yeah, Alan Rakins. Right. Oh, I remember that interview.
Yeah. Because you were on that show.
I was actually a participant there. I guess.
Yeah. Right.
I guess I should remember these things.
Would this movie have worked better would this movie have worked better if the cast had been like the 80s mainstays that we kind of mentioned already?
Yeah, but they were all aged out at this point.
I know, but like if they took this movie, like here's the thing, like what would have precluded them from making this movie in the mid 80s? Like I know it's Die Hard, but like the idea is not that much Die Hardy past like the first 30 minutes.
No, it's totally Die Hard. The rest of the whole thing, I think, right? Oh, I mean, it's not so contained. Like, we're cutting a lot between.
Yeah, that's more what I mean. It's like
you're right.
The stakes aren't as high when they can kind of get away. Like,
yeah, and I kept thinking, why aren't you all running?
And in Die Hard, also the assumption is that Bruce Willis is going to be the one to kill the terrorists. In this movie, there's no way that the kids are going to kill the terrorists. That's made abundantly clear very early on.
Well, there was that tag at the beginning that this was a Christian school and all those kids were afraid to go to hell. Did you remember that?
Shouldn't they be more afraid to die?
Okay, what if no, I'm sorry. My brain was trying to incorporate Jim Baker's buckets of food. Are you guys familiar with the televangelist? Yeah. Jim Baker and his buckets.
You're just trying to work it in?
Yeah.
That's a prepper thing.
Okay, man. Next time we record, I'm writing down a list of tangents I intend to pursue.
Jim Baker's he literally there's a clip of Jim Baker eating the food from the buckets. He's like, oh, this is so good.
I'm gonna fucking pass out. I swear to God. This is the second time this episode.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking over again.
God. Good Lord.
Wait, what are you called?
I made a mistake, everybody. Toy Soldiers is not that good. I remembered it being a lot better than it was. And, I'm not the kind of guy who say I'm wrong, but I might have been wrong. If Rich Haddam were here, he would be backing me up.
Yeah.
You think so?
Who'd be backing you up?
Richard. Mothman Prophecy.
Are we not good enough for you?
No, not in this case. Obviously, you didn't like the movie. No, I'm not agreeing. I'm just fucking around.
Father Malone. Walk that shit back right now.
I'm rolling it back.
I genuinely wonder what the bone to pick would have been with having the kids kill the terrorists and having more terrorists in the movie. I don't get what the issue would have been if they're all 17, 18 anyways, and they're being threatened. Like that's my issue with this movie is the stakes.
You wanted more blood.
The characters don't treat the stakes
on
like
children's hand.
After they eat those glorious buckets.
Yeah, food. Oh, I know what you're trying to incorporate it because that's what the shit Sean Astin's cleaning up looks like. See?
You're giving me way too much credit.
But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's what it looks like, right? Slop. And he's like, what are they feeding us here?
No, I think I know what you're saying though, Chris, because tonally the film is in the weird middle because it's light in a way. And, there's nothing wrong with it because I think all of us love action movies that are just fun action movies. There's not a goddamn thing wrong with that. But then it does have like some gore. It has a kid getting killed. So it has these bits of darkness, but it doesn't fully commit to it. Like if you're going to incorporate dead children, you might as well go full fucking, to be a man, you must taste blood. You might as well just go full hog on that.
Why wouldn't Sean Astin kill Andrew Divoff? He killed his best friend. Like, I have a hard time.
Would, yeah.
And like, doesn't feel earned that Lou Gossett Jr. kills him. And it doesn't feel earned that Lou Gossett Jr. kills him and Lou Gossett Jr. doesn't die in the process because I'm pretty sure Lou Gossett Jr. got shot in the heart. So I don't care what this movie says. Lou Gossett Jr. is dead in my mind at the end of this movie. He got shot in the heart, like dead on. So it just feels unearned. This movie
would be better with the cast from If at the end if they just shown up.
Which version? Which version?
Start gunning them down.
So like fire, like a total warfare ending of this movie. Like war. This is great.
Yeah, but if a young James Spader was a Sean Astin role, he would have killed Andrew Divoff, and you would buy it.
He would have killed him by being so unctuous.
His stench would have killed him.
How How can I complain about this movie when you use such fabulous words?
Unctuous. James Spader's unctuous lips.
Why am I referring to James Spader?
I was going to say because he's so his sheer erotic test energy.
I love James.
Every lady who saw him in Secretary, they're all nuts for James Spader.
No, listen, I would tap Blacklist era. Come on, it's James Spader. That man is hot.
He's
unctuous man.
I'm not kicking him out of my bed either, honestly.
Still one of the best Marvel villains. I will go out on a limb for Ultron. Still one of the better ones. One of the better written ones. James Spader. And that's
his performance is.
And it's James Spader's performance. I mean,
it's a weird performance.
It's a weird performance for James Spader, but boy, does it work.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Heather 100% right. I would have bought this movie hook, line, and sinker with James Spader as the lead.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. That's my problem. It's just I feel like there are good things about it. It's not a bad film. It's well edited. It's well shot. None of the acting, obviously, I don't think any of the acting is bad. The actors are good. Sean Astin is a good actor. It's just I feel like he was miscast. I just feel like the film middles. I just feel like it's a little middling, and the soundtrack could be better. It sounds way too much like Indiana Jones. And why is there a Taylor Dane poster?
It's just that fucking poster. I don't understand.
I'm not hating on Taylor Dane either. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense for these boys in 1991 to have a fucking it's like that. It's like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He has a Cabaret Voltaire poster. You want to tell me Ferris Bueller's listening to Cabaret Voltaire? Hell no.
He's probably listening to that Omen song just like on a repeat.
You can do what you want.
Don't forget the Omen. The nation in your mind will keep you there. I mean, it would have been a better poster to have. Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night would have been more believable.
Okay, now what if Toy Soldiers had the Omen song?
Yeah. And the beginning and the end. It's like a Bollywood reprise. Yeah, they're just dancing.
Oh,
that again, these movies are now just better because that's what I imagine what would happen if I watched it again. I want to imagine seeing those things.
James Spader dancing to
dancing with Andrew Divoff's corpse, just dancing after he's killed him.
It's a whole other movie you're describing.
It's a better movie.
Fantasy booking it, dude.
I have a serious question. Do you think if they had gridded the movie up a little bit, like made it like, these kids are strangling these guys, like while no one's looking and
strangling
it. Yeah, like, like a couple of them, like holding them down. Like,
with their shoelaces?
Like the opening of No Country for Old Men, like they're rolling around on the floor and it's like really gritty and stuff. Do you think that would alleviate our problems with Sean Astin's performance if he'd been in that? Or I guess we can't know because we didn't see what his performance is in the grittier movie.
I think the issue is it's still Sean Astin and he's not believable in that role. You just have too wholesome of an actor to go that dark.
Do you think Martin Scorsese could get that performance out of him?
Martin Scorsese's Toy Soldier.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, actually,
watch that movie.
I love Martin Scorsese, but I mean, I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio.
I was about to say he could have been in this movie.
Ugh.
He should have been in this movie.
He could have
totally bought him.
You know what? He should have been the Will Wheaton character.
So we see him get killed.
But Leonardo DiCaprio, are we really going to buy him as an Italian?
Not as much as Will Wheaton.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Jesus Christ, the most Italian name on earth.
I mean, again, he looks less Italian, but he has the last name.
Yeah, and the first name.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Which is why he played famed Italian aircraft creator Howard Hughes.
Yes, and that Wolf of Wall Street guy,
also Italian.
That Shutter Island guy there too. And remember when he played that Irish guy in the Departed in Boston? Totally believable.
Oh, God, I forgot about that movie. The Departed.
It's a good movie. It's actually a good movie.
I like it.
Speaking of Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. I don't think it's the director's fault. I think that this movie.
Whose fault is it? Alec Baldwin's terrible Boston accent is the problem with that movie.
What?
Microprocesses. I like microprocesses. I'm going to go down to Yaki, blah, blah, blah.
Also, that's when, because I know everybody had that moment of like, oh, Alec Baldwin's Trump impersonation. But then we find out he has like probably something in common with Trump because Alec Baldwin's.
I was gonna say Alec killed somebody.
But you notice there was a point where Alec Baldwin started doing the cat butt mouth because Trump has a cat butt mouth, and then Alec Baldwin has a cat butt mouth in The Departed. And I'm like, how is this the same guy that was in Miami Blues? Right? Like,
what a performance! What a good movie!
That's such a good movie. And like Alec Baldwin, 90s Baldwin's amazing.
I always forget Alec Baldwin's in Beetlejuice until I turn the movie on. I'm like, right, it's Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's great in Married to the Mob too. He's like very briefly in it, but he's so good.
Yeah.
Hey, you playing 3-card Monte with those boys? You take their money? How much you take? It's pretty good. Pretty good take.
This movie had a Daniel Baldwin in it.
He was not in Married to the Mob.
No, I'm saying, what if this movie had Daniel
Baldwin?
Yeah.
Which one's Daniel?
Daniel is the sort of he was on Homicide, Life on the Street.
Is he like the stout one?
Yes.
Okay.
Avoiding describing him by his size.
There's nothing wrong being stout.
Hey, you the big boy.
Yeah, he's the fat boy.
You a hoss boy. Come on over here, Mondo, and tell them how much you weigh.
Well, there's not a goddamn thing wrong with being stout. Okay?
Hell no, there isn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
but
I'm not saying I didn't say
Mondo only pun.
Wait, what's up with stout?
It's just a term I don't like.
No, Husky's worse.
Husky. What about the one that I like? Barrel chested.
Ooh, that's a sexy one though.
You one of them barrel chested fellers. I used that once on the phone with someone. I was like, we were looking to buy scrubs for Halloween. I was like, do you have any scrubs for any barrel chested men? And my friends looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, I'm trying to not say fat.
It's like you turn into Wallace.
Phosphate.
It's like you turn into Wallace Beery from some early 30s, like pre-code movie or something.
I got the barrel chest.
Yeah. Hey, I think it's worse for women because you get like, I remember in the 90s they'd be like, oh, it's not fat, you're fluffy. And it's like,
isn't that what that one comedian says?
Yeah.
I know. I don't have a problem with him. It's just, it's annoying. Like,
no.
Fluffy.
He's got quite a car collection. You ever see his car collection? Like,
yeah.
It's really cool. He's got like 1 million VW microbuses.
Oh, wow. That is
of
cool.
all shape and variety. They're pretty
also,
cool.
He's friends with DDP, Diamond Dallas Page.
Well, can't be all bad.
Diamond Cutter.
Diamond.
I have a bunch of yoga instructional videos starring Diamond Dallas Page.
They're really good.
I have them too. Oh my God, we're Twinkies. Look at all of us.
3 twinsies, please. Where was the fat kid in this movie? We've had a fat kid in every one of these movies, but this
he was
one.
Sick.
Is Sean Astin the fat kid in this movie?
No.
Okay, because that's the question. Because here's the thing.
Because there has to be one.
Well, there has almost been one in every movie up until this point.
It's true.
Lagorny or whatever the hell that one was in Up the Academy.
Oh God, don't remind me that Rodney
Ververgant.
Ververgard.
And then in Heaven Help Us, there was one.
Caesar.
Yeah, and then in was there one in?
There wasn't one in If. There wasn't one in Chocolate War. In Chocolate War would have been the natural place to put it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for the obvious people out there.
Yeah.
You know what's amazing? I shared the Chocolate War episode on my Instagram, and one of my friends told me that his wife still razzes him because for years he thought it was the sequel to the Peanut Butter Solution.
Wow. Oh man.
Isn't that amazing?
That's a natural mistake.
I know.
Peanut butter and chocolate go together.
And oh boy, do they.
Boy, don't they.
Are you a big boy?
Come on down, big boy. Tell everybody how much you like peanut butter sandwiches. Hoss. Lil Hoss. I also wonder what they must have cut out of this movie, because it feels like there was more with Andrew Divoff and Sean Astin that got cut out. They have that one weird interaction where he's hitting him over the desk. Yeah. And then they don't have another interaction like that until the end of the movie where they're like up in each other's, they're not fighting really. They're just kind of like all over one another.
And there's a scene missing?
It feels like they cut something out because I don't know, like why. He singles him out because he's late taking his shower, and it's like up until that point he wasn't really bothering him specifically. I don't know.
Yeah, but that he singles him out because they were going to start shooting everybody because one of the kids was missing, and he comes in like tra la 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 la. So yeah, then he becomes an issue.
Yeah,
but even then he's not treating him like he's plotting against him. He's treating him like he's a troublemaker. He's treating him like they should have been treating him all along. These punk kids.
They're all rejects. That's what it says on the
These
side.
outcasts.
Yeah.
They're gonna band together. This group of misfits. There's a black one and an Italian one, and this one. And what's Keith Coogan? Who knows? I don't know.
His name is Snuffy, and there's a kid named Yogurt.
Jackie Coogan. That was his grandfather or uncle or something, right? Keith Coogan.
Yeah.
I love Keith Coogan, by the way.
Oh, he's great. He's great. It's interesting that we have Lou Gossett Jr. and Arlie Ermey together because both of them are best known for roles where they make homophobic statements in funny military chant ways.
I want to hear what they are, and I've forgotten them, but I don't want to hear them.
Well, okay, with Lou Gossett, an officer, I'll just say the first part.
We're talking about the steers and queers thing?
Yeah. He's like,
yeah,
he's a guy like.
He must be from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh, no, only one thing from Oklahoma, steers and queers. I don't see any horns on you, boy.
Yeah, if he was Mormon, he'd say, "You must be from Oklahoma. The only thing from Oklahoma are steers and meth addicts."
Yeah, I notice you don't have any teeth.
How'd you get into the military? How'd you pass the
burn your ass?
Oh my gosh! But yes, that's
this movie's not. This movie is. I wish this movie had. I wish it had been more like Die Hard. If you want me to be honest with, just like lean harder on that.
They should have focused on a smaller group of kids. Don't try and give us any scope here. We don't need it. And those. You're right. Those kids should have been murdering the terrorists slowly over time. It should have been like a serial killer movie.
Well, it should have been more than what it is, which is like not really giving any of the kids anything to do.
Are you kidding? They've got a remote control plane.
Right. That they don't know if it'll work or not.
That plane was huge. It was like a dirigible. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Dirigible?
Dirigible? Did I say that right then?
Yeah, you said it right.
Now
we're American. Doesn't matter anyways. There hasn't been one of those around for like 100+ years.
Good. I mean, who needs them?
I did make a Wallace Beery reference. I think that gets me some kind of deep cut point.
Also, is it intentional that there's a character in this movie whose name is Phil Donahue?
I didn't notice that.
Who was Phil Donahue?
Noel Johnson. It's one of like the younger kid actors. He's billed as Phil Donahue in the credits for whatever reason.
That's
weird. No, I don't know why.
Is it weird that Jerry Orbach is uncredited in this movie?
Was this his? Wait, is this his Up the Academy?
I think it might be. We might have found another one, but he's not the main actor in this movie.
No, but he was like, I don't want my name on this. I'm going to go do Law and Order for 80 years.
Every time you hear the bell, Jerry Orbach cashes a check. Dun, dun. Hey, don't forget, he was fucking Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast, which when I found that out, it blew my mind.
Wow.
Good performance.
Yeah.
And he wasn't he the father in Dirty Dancing?
Sure was.
Yeah.
Orbach is everywhere.
He is. He's with us now.
Jerry.
Right here.
I can hear you, Jerry. What are you saying, Jerry?
He's just like behind one of us reading the paper. He's like,
Jerry, what are you saying, Jerry? I can't understand you. You said buy Beauty and the Beast on Blu-ray 4K. It's been unvaulted from the Disney vault. Oh my God. They're having him do press even in the fucking act.
God, the hardest working man in showbiz. Jerry
Orbach of such great films as A Gnome Named Norm.
Oh God.
I'm enjoying this bit.
As a Stan Winston film. A Stan Winston film featuring, this is a real movie. It's called A Gnome Named Norm. I can't even make this up. You guys are going to lose your mind. We're going to have to watch this now.
No.
A Gnome Named Norm is a film directed by Stan Winston, starring, I won't say who yet, but it's about a Los Angeles police detective who teams up with a gnome to solve a murder.
Wait, isn't Cheech Marin in this?
I have no idea.
No, I'm serious.
Named Norm.
A Gnome Named Norm.
Is it Norm with the G?
GNORM.
They put the
Have you revealed the shocking cast?
The lead. I just want you to tell me who the lead is. This film came out in 1990.
Sean Astin.
Christina Ricci.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Now I kind of want to watch this movie.
A gnome called Norm.
A good Norm.
Watch this movie.
Could it be a gnome?
And the gnome is voiced by Rob Paulson, because of course it is.
Not Pat.
You're only making it sound more tantalizing.
And Jerry Orbach's in it.
Wait, is Cliff DeYoung in it? Because then I'll watch it. I love Cliff DeYoung.
Claudia Christensen's in it. Is that enough?
I mean, she's
that's kind of
Robert Zadar is in it. How's that?
Okay.
Oh, fuck me.
Way up now. I'm going to get a slide whistle.
I mean, it might be more fun than this movie. That was the other issue. This movie wasn't fun.
Yeah.
No.
Listen. There's only so many ways I can say I'm sorry.
Say it one more time.
Whoa.
Sorry.
I love that Chris got all sold right there.
Yeah, I'm just
kidding.
One
more time.
Say it. Say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again.
Yes.
Play it again.
Tickle your ass with a feather.
Are we having bad weather? Yeah.
That's it.
Ron Liebman should have been in this movie. Ron Liebman could have played the Andrew Divoff part. That would have been some interesting sexual energy between him and Sean Astin.
Oh, don't.
I would have liked Ron Liebman in the Louis Gossett part. Actually,
I would have loved Ron Liebman in the Sean Astin part. Fuck it, this is my movie now, bitches.
Throwing his clothes off in the hallway, soaking wet. Ron Liebman. Oh boy.
Yes, please.
Wow.
Oof.
I'm hot and bothered.
That's right.
I'm just bothered.
I am hotly bothered.
Oh my god.
And Andrew Divoff is missing like everybody's shirtless for random reasons now.
Yeah, well, they already were.
Well, I don't think Divoff did.
No, well, he had his shirt open seductively, and didn't he?
That's true.
Yeah, he's like he's South American, you know.
Yes,
you know,
exotic.
Yeah,
you say, I
murder you all. Yeah, that's going. We're probably going way too full hard into the stereotype here, but what if he had a pendant that had his zodiac sign? Like, it is a bull.
And I would have loved him all the more.
I know, right?
And he was the Wishmaster.
And we're wishing for a better movie.
Was he?
He was. He's the djinn of the Wishmaster film.
The
Really?
He's a tagine in those movies.
Okay, so
couscous for everyone.
Well, okay, so going back to Gnome Named Norm, what do you guys think would be worse, that or Nuki with Nuki?
What are we even talking about?
Are you talking about Limp Bizkit?
What's happening here?
I gotta go back to the gnome.
No, Nuki's so cool.
Wait, this ridiculous tangent we're on. Let's go back to the other ridiculous.
I'm a fan.
No, Nuki's a real movie. It was like the South African E.T. ripoff, and somehow they managed to get. Oh God, he's an amazing actor, and I love him. He's in Life Force. He played Charles Manson in Helter Skelter.
Oh, Steve Railsback.
Yes, Steve Railsback.
Oh yeah, he was in an episode of Twilight Zone 1985.
And the X-Files.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Railsback's amazing. Now he's a great fucking actor. I love Steve Railsback, but he somehow is in Nuki, and it looks awful.
Okay, let's watch that then.
An adventure out of this world, baby.
What's wrong
and it's,
with
by
you?
the way, it's not just called A Gnome Named Norm. It's actually The Adventures of a Gnome Named Norm.
Does Adventures have a silent G in front of it?
It's like Mortal Kombat spelling. You gotta spell everything with a G.
The good adventures of a gnome named Gnor.
I'm gonna go fucking end it all now.
I want to.
And the tagline for the movie is, "This cop's got a brand new partner and a lot of explaining to do."
That sounds like a lawsuit.
So that's the tagline of a movie where the cop is going around with a dead body in the passenger seat, not with a gnome.
Wasn't that the tagline for Bad Lieutenant?
And Port of Call, New Orleans, yeah.
Harvey Keitel, you've been naughty. You've been a naughty boy.
You're a naughty gnome named Gnorm.
Spoiler alert, the gnome is his goodiness.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
There is no God.
I am God.
That's just true. No, gonna God.
There is no Gnod.
I am your Gnod now.
Ganeal before Gazan.
Gnor. Oh. Gnorf on Gnorf.
Gnorf on Gnorf.
I'm here for the Dorf on Dorf humor. Who else? I mean, come on. Dorf on golf.
I'm not here for it, but I'm not going to deny it.
It's good Dorf
And
on
as you roll up a sleeve, and you have like a Tim Conway tattoo.
Tim Conway presents A Gnome Named Gnome.
Tim Conway.
Featuring my favorite term of the favorite phrase of all time is featuring the comedic stylings.
Featuring the comedic stylings of Harvey Keitel and Bad Lieutenant.
It's a comedy pairing you won't believe. See Henny Youngman and Harvey Keitel in Fuzzy and the Bigs.
HP and I have this little mini obsession with Rich Little, the impressionist from the 70s and 80s, right? He's still around. Mm-hmm. He's still doing his show here in Las Vegas, right? So anytime I see anything with Rich Little, I'll take a picture and I'll send it to HP. And I was in an antique mall, and there was a poster for Rich Little, and it said like gifted impressionist with quotes around it. I sent it to HP, and he wrote back, and he's like, even the advertising is mocking him.
With a special appearance by Godfrey Cambridge.
Oh, yeah, well, it's a perfect night of comedy.
Yeah.
So, do you think Rich Little and Fred Trevelyan ever got in fistfights?
It should have happened if it didn't. Just for us all, not even for them.
Yeah, there can only be one motherfucker.
Yeah. Who's the worst Johnny Carson impression?
Who's the worst at their craft?
Battle for the worst impressionist. Rich Little versus Fred Trevelyan.
Whose comedic stylings are lesser
than Fred Trevelyan?
It's like the term comedic stylings.
No.
It's usually because it's attached to something that's not going to be funny.
Well, it's like on a Disney cruise. Tonight's entertainment provided by the comedic stylings of Bozo the Chimp.
Green drop drink.
Yes.
Would this movie have been better if Amy the Gorilla had been in?
Yes.
How many green drop drinks will you give this movie, Chris?
Oh my God. They had the scope. They had the green vodka.
Oh, that's the green drop drink.
Yeah.
Fucking
it all comes together like an Ouroboros. Just a snake eating its own.
It rhymes. It's like poetry.
And there's this whole thing where she keeps hitting on Arlie Ermy. Like, she's like, handsome man. And he's like, stop touching me. Like, she keeps grabbing his ass. And he's like, stop it.
A lecherous
get
gorilla.
This monkey away from me.
Get this lecherous ape away.
I ain't having no sex with no goddamn monkey.
This monkey's hairier than my wife.
Oh.
But wait,
Fred Trevelyan is oh wait, he's dead.
Is he dead?
I think he's dead.
Well, he was mediocre in his life.
He was terrible. My favorite though is in Branson. What was that?
I mean, like, what am I gonna? I'm gonna say he was good. Fair. He was not good. He was bad.
I know. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. But who
I still feel bad about it though.
No, what's funny though is in Branson, which is like Las Vegas but horrible.
Best way to start any sentence, as far as I'm concerned,
is Yakov Smirnoff has a theater. And
I've seen those signs.
My parents went to.
As you do. What else do you do in Branson?
I know. Well, and it's funny because my mom was actually the skeptical one and kept jokingly calling it Jackoff Smirnoff. But then they saw it and she's like, it was really good. And I'm like, really? And she's like, no, he did he painted this whole mural dedicated to 9/11. What? Yes, it is like a
like on stage.
No, it's this huge mural.
Is it like Peter Max or something? Like, with that rock and roll painter, like Yakov Smirnoff's painting a mural to 9/11 while he's telling jokes about how Russia is oppressive.
I get
the Russia mural paint to you.
No, it's an existing mural. I guess he was like a painter before he was a comedian, and he loves America so much. Oh. I should be laughing. But he painted.
Just wait until you're done talking. It's not going to get any better.
Oh my God, no, it's not.
Finish. Don't finish, please. It's funny.
Oh God. Oh no, but it's a dinner theater. It's a dinner theater, and you get served
even
food.
Better.
I know. And apparently one of the things is mixed vegetables.
God, rape, 9/11, and just, wanted a bit.
And a
gnome named Norm. Would Toy Soldiers have been better? Speaking of Amy and the green drop drink, would it have been better if Timothy Hutton had been in it?
Oh.
Bastion of charisma.
Sex
Oh my
machine.
God, that was like a loaded question, man.
Stalwart
locked and
charisma
loaded.
machine, Timothy Hutton.
Sex machine, Timothy Hutton.
He's not a sex machine. He's a deviant sexual artist, Timothy Hutton.
Why are we picking on Timothy Hutton all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Because he was in Congo. No. Holy
No,
shit. You're right.
No.
It wasn't Timothy Hutton. No.
Oh, my Timothy Hutton's not that bad. But...
Like I agree, he's not like the most charismatic guy, but like
Man,
really
I
good,
fucked up. What's that? What's that actor's name then?
No, that actor's so fucking boring. We can't remember
Dylan
his name.
McDermott.
No, it's Gerbil McDibble.
Gerbil McDillon.
Gerbil McDillon.
Gerbil McDillon. I don't remember what that actor's name is. Dylan Mulroney?
No, it was the guy from Nip Tuck. That's the one that isn't good.
The one who was in that Stepfather remake.
Dylan Baker.
He was
No,
Dylan
not Dylan
Baker's
Baker.
awesome. I love Dylan
Baker's
Baker.
fantastico. I made this mistake the last when we talked about Congo.
So I've now made the same mistake.
Dylan Chesmonger.
Cheesemonger. Are you just trying not to say cheese the right way?
It's like fishmonger, but it's jizz.
Oh, jizzmonger.
Chizmonger. Come on.
Jizzmonger. That's my favorite. That's my favorite MCU character that Jeff Bridges played. Jizzmonger.
Jizzmonger.
He built it in a cave with his own jizz. What is that actor's name? Dylan. We have the internet, huh? We're on the internet right now.
Barrelson.
Dylan Barrel Rider.
Barrel-chested Dylan. Dylan is actually his last name. That was the
What if his name was just Dylan?
Is it Tristan?
Dylan, Dylan.
Dylan.
What's that? He's like one of those water crackers. He's a water cracker actor.
Okay.
Nobody wants a water cracker.
Okay, I have his name now in front of me. And what's so funny is he's so forgettable that there's not even a picture of him on Wikipedia. Dylan Walsh.
Oh, right.
I liked all of our answers better.
Gerbil McDillon.
Gerbil McDillon's better. Was it Johnny Cheesemonger?
Chiz. It's pronounced chiz, but it's spelled jizz.
It's jizz. Yes.
You pronounce it the way it's spelled.
It's a gnome named Gizz.
A gnome named
Jizzmonger. By the way, that's my porn name for toy soldiers this week.
Jizzmongers. Oh God, there's a lot of jizzmongering going on in this movie.
And yet not enough.
What? Not nearly.
We needed a little more jizz. I just want to say jizz one more time before we end the program.
I know. Well, do you think Arlie Ermey was jizzmonger? Would it be very angry? Would it be like a like he's like, ugh, and then there's like a hole in the wall?
So the jizzmonger's a real character now we're pursuing. Okay.
It's jizzmonger, not jizzmonger, right?
Yeah, monger.
Like you're mongering.
Monger's just gross.
But jizz is fine.
I put that on my fucking t-shirt. Munger's just gross.
So are you repulsed by the band Mungo Jerry?
Yeah.
In the summertime.
In the summertime.
What a sexist and misogynist song, huh?
Also, have you seen what Mungo Jerry looks like? Those legit look like dudes that would sing that song.
Have a drink, have a drive. Go on and see what you can find.
Those are the kind of guys that wink at teenagers and say, "Hey, honey."
Ooh, those types.
Let's play a little bit of grab ass in the back behind the fall kissing booth down at the local high school.
Constabulary. That's where they belong.
Constabulary. This is America, sir.
This is like, it's all like matted chest hair and just like kind of like smelling like menthol cigarettes and like fucking
Bud Light.
Bud Light. a bachata.
PBR.
Bud Light with lime. That shit.
Yeah. Hey,
I like the lime. I like the lime in it ahead of time. I would never buy actual fruit and put it in my beer.
Well, especially Bud Light.
How about like asparagus?
Like, I want the
my beer tastes like farts. Yeah, my beer smells like farts when I drink it.
And a little bit of cheese.
You know we're
I'm
talking.
just hungry, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You know we're talking about drinking it, right?
You know what's best when you take a beer and you put an entire bottle of kimchi in it, and then chase it with a shot glass of baked beans. That's the best. If you hate your colon,
That's not.
That's not actually.
That's not. If we don't open up a restaurant and put that as the drain special, the drain cleaner,
please.
Drain cleaner.
I don't like.
It'll be like a challenge menu item.
Yeah,
I don't want my.
You don't have to pay.
Listen, I've had a lot to add what little dignity I possess to my last name. Let's not do that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I would try it once.
Elevated.
Yeah.
I mean, so saith the jizzmonger. so you know, yeah, I was gonna say, you know, thus spook Zarathustra, thus spoken.
Hey, what do you like to do? I like to monger jizz.
That guy.
He's selling it in like ladles.
He's a jizzmonger.
Yeah.
He's got ladles of it. You want some? Fresh this morning.
Yeah.
Comes the jizzmonger. Fresh jizz.
Oh, and you know, like pastry shops have the section where it's like a day. It's like, this is the day old jizz.
No, good God.
You may want to reheat it.
I put the plastic on top. So it doesn't get a film.
Hey, I could sprinkle it with some of that tagine if you like.
Well, then that does make everything better.
Don't put foil. You got to put saran wrap right on top because otherwise it forms a skin. It's pudding.
I didn't know where you were going. I was hoping it was in another direction.
We have strayed so far from God's light today.
Wait, what did you say, Father Malone, before Chris was talking about God's light?
I have no idea.
That's fair.
You're talking about how much he wants to dress up as jizzmonger for Halloween.
Ooh, it's like
I am the jizzmonger. It's the one night of the year I can walk amongst you and be free.
He's like, you see the pillows behind me? They were blue when I got in the hotel room.
You're just walking around with pillowcases full of jizz.
That wall. How
much jizz would you have to jizz to fill a pillowcase full? That's the question. Couple how?
What? Oh God!
He said we'll see.
What's terrible? I heard a story. Supposedly this is true, that there is an actress that died from a bukkake. Like she choked. No, I heard this, that she choked on the semen. And they thought she was playing.
Isn't
that awful?
Oh, she's not breathing.
How did she die? We don't want to talk about that. I know. But Chris laughing about it was amazing.
I'm sorry. You ever just wanted to say cupcake like bukkake?
Oh, like that rapper?
Oh, cupcake?
Cupcake. No, isn't that a rapper? Isn't there a lady rapper named Cupcake she's real filthy. She's very filthy.
But does she call herself Cupcake?
Probably, because she did a whole song about her vagina. And I'm trying to think. She had a line say, make this pussy wet like Niagara Falls.
We're at a barrel down that. Yeah, gush.
But so we're Bishop
Cupcake, please.
Yeah. Going to sprinkle. So you guys sell cupcakes here?
I love the cupcakes.
the chocolate cupcake. Can I get 2 chocolate cupcakes?
You got the filling.
Or the lemon frosted cupcake, one of those.
the Bavarian cream.
Oh, gross. 2 on the nose, as they would say.
What?
Or in the cupcake.
You're always waiting in the wings to make it even worse.
That's what makes it good. That's what makes it good. It's the secret It's the secret sprinkle on top. That's what makes it good.
I don't think I could beat Chris's, like, it forms the skin.
Are you kidding? You beat all of us all the time. You're so here, we're down there.
See, here's the thing. They expect us to make these jokes, Heather. That's what they want. They want the guys to say dick and fart joke. You sling them with the rest. You sling them with the best of them. That's why. You sling them with the best.
And it comes from in here. Here. Your heart. I'm pointing at my heart. I know
Calm
this
down,
is radio.
jizzmonger. It comes from in here.
It comes down here.
It comes the jizzmonger again.
Let me tell you where it comes from.
No.
The jizzmonger, ladies and
You're
gentlemen.
like, get ready to get in the barrel, Phyllis.
Get the barrels ready.
Is it grosser to have a barrel full of jizz or a pillowcase full of jizz? Which is grosser?
I think a pillowcase.
Get the barrel.
Barrel rider.
I like to think that somehow Ben Shapiro can sense our conversation and he's like weeping.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. My wife never gets wet, and that's okay with me. You know why? Because if she got wet, it would be a mental disease.
That poor, I hope she's.
I guess they don't know this man's work, and I'm kind of glad.
No. Him talking about like WAP is comedy gold because he legit, you can tell this man has never given a woman any sense of pleasure ever because he acts like women getting wet. He's like, if a woman's getting wet, there's something wrong with her. And it's like,
Did he actually say that?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a total like.
When they came for our condoms, where were you? When they came for our wet ass pussies, who stood up and said no?
I will. I will say no. I draw the line.
It's like Spartacus. Who's wet ass pussy? I am wet ass pussy.
I am.
It's our wet ass pussy moment as they like.
The revolution begins.
God.
That any woman, his wife should leave him. She will. She will leave him. I mean, undoubtedly at some point, but is she like, yeah, I love dry sex. It's great.
Yeah, like what is the
Put that on my Tinder profile. I love dry sex. It's great.
I know, it's all
how.
I mean, how is that pleasurable for whatever? I don't want to think about his little
anyone.
I know.
The jizzmonger, tell us.
I don't have those problems. You're in the lube with me, baby.
Oh God.
You're like, I got jizz for everybody.
Teddy Ruxpin, hello.
Everyone will be flowing.
Oh,
around the jizzmonger.
Flowing. Any word you could have used there would have been better than that one, and yet you used it anyway,
and that's
right?
why I chose it. It was the perfect word for the jizzmonger. Why am I doing this jizzmonger?
I don't know. I think now you got to roll with
worst
it.
thing ever, and I don't want to be associated.
It's like sexy, but I'm terrified.
The sexy jizzmonger. See, there's the scary jizzmonger Halloween costume, and then there's the sexy jizzmonger Halloween costume.
The sexy one has hot
They're
pants
one of the
on. He's got a crop top.
The pants are significantly shorter on the sexy one.
Wait, did the sexy one have the butt cut out?
The two cheeks.
No, that's regular jizzmonger.
Oh, excuse me.
Don't you know all of the chaps are assless? That's the point.
That's right. You know how good the jizz master. Jizz master of jizz. No, the jizzmonger.
I think that's you. I think if he's the jizzmonger, you're the jizz master.
I'm the jizz master.
You said it. I am the jizz master.
I was joking. I didn't say I was literally the.
No, it's too late.
My fate is sealed. Are we like a dynamic duo? Are me and Father Malone fighting crime with jizz? Is that what's going on?
Or causing it.
No. Jizzmonger is so powerful that Teddy Ruxpin's fucking moist. When he walks in the room.
Oh shit!
And that's mechanical. You can't explain that.
He's like snail trailing all over that.
Did you just say
mechanical?
Did you just say snail trail? Jesus, I was 2 steps away from saying gruel, but you beat me to it.
Oh, gruel's awful.
Gruel?
Gruel. No, gruel's got like bits and matter in it.
What? I think we're talking about 2 different things here.
Not like, how are you spelling gruel?
Like gruel is like lady cum.
Who calls it gruel? You know what gruel used to be? Gruel was like that nasty.
I don't call it gruel, but that's a term that I've heard.
That's what Ben Shapiro calls it. That's why he likes that dry ass.
That must have been where I heard it.
You know what Oliver is eating? That's gruel, right? And Oliver.
Yeah, but I know,
nasty soup. It's
go look on Urban Dictionary, and that's means lady cum.
Any man that calls lady cum gruel should never get to have lady cum.
I agree with you.
That's fucking nasty.
Gruel.
You might as
It
well
smelled
call
like
it-
G. It smelled like GRUUL.
No,
It's not
I don't
spelled
like
the
it.
same.
I
didn't make this up. Don't
I
condemn
know.
me. Don't condemn
That'd be
me.
like a guy be like, "Hey, baby, can I touch your bearded clam?" What? What did I say? What's wrong? Where are you going?
Bearded clam. Do people call it that?
That
They
is
used
slang
to.
for.
Is that a Seattle
vagina.
colloquialism?
Portland.
Up here, we call it the bearded clam.
Portland, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, it goes
I'm
great
from
with an
Utica,
IPA.
and I've never heard that expression before.
There's also ham wallet, but that's a.
Oh my god!
Good Lord.
Ham
What avenue do
wallet.
we find ourselves upon?
Whatever, jizzmonger.
Yeah,
Well, you know.
at this
I
point,
can't get away from the jizmon.
With your pillowcase full of magical semen.
I have come to spread my seed.
Oh, Johnny Appleseed ain't got shit on the jizmonger.
Yeah. You guys remember that fucking board game from the 90s, Crossfire? It's like that jizz spreader.
Oh god, I just have this image.
Got one of those
like,
tanks on your back and you just like a napalm gun.
but it's connected
Yeah.
to his pants.
Right
No.
to it.
No, like there's a blind woman trying to cross the street. The jizzmonger like he's keen, and then
Shoots,
she can see.
shoots her off the crosswalk. No, shoots her backwards off the crosswalk with his
But
hose of jizz.
But then she can see.
No,
This
it
is-
heals.
That's right.
It's the
Yeah.
healing properties of jizz.
Yeah, and then she starts going. Ew.
We're going to
'cause of my
explore
s-
all the properties of jizz.
The healing
Not
properties.
me, you.
What does that even mean?
Who is that directed
I am
at?
the
I
jizz.
know, that sounded like a threat.
That's what it was.
I know.
You're
He's
picking,
like,
down what
some-
I- you're picking up what I'm laying down.
Father
Someday
Malone
when
is
you leave-
threatening the crowd.
He's threatening all of us with
And
this.
I'm not threatening you two, by the way. I'm threatening everyone who's listening.
Oh, I thought you were saying someday when you least suspect it, I will jizz on you.
That's just my standing credo.
I don't know where you are, and
Which
I
I
don't know
am-
who you are, but I have
saying
a very
it's about me,
special
Father
set of
Malone.
jizz that you're going to find out about.
Someday I will jizz on you.
Yeah.
Gross. Actually, did you guys ever see a cartoon called Jizz? It's J-I-Z. No.
A cartoon, is it called a cartoon
it's-
named Jizz?
A known name Norm sequel.
No. Good jizz. But no, this YouTuber has taken like old Jim and the Holograms cartoons and dubbed them and has made Jim a character called Jizz, who's this insane drag queen who forces abortions on girls and sells drugs.
Oh, now
and
I
it's
gotta see it.
fucking it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. It's on YouTube. I highly recommend it.
It sounds like something the Jizzmonger would watch.
Oh, the Jizzmonger will love it.
I'm going to.
The Jizz Master also approves of it.
Jizz Master approved. It's like the Bow
Apparently.
Master.
Are we like the Jizz twins now? Father
Yeah.
Malone?
I guess.
Bowley Jizz.
No,
Wait.
no use fighting it.
Well, wait. But Chris is part of us. Chris, you need a Jizz name.
You statue.
Wow, great.
Jizz Daddy. You can be the Jizz,
Jizz
Daddy.
It's like the Scrub Daddy.
Yeah.
The Jizz Daddy.
The Jizz. It's awful. I'm sorry.
The Jizz Father.
Oh, I like that.
See?
You're gonna make
I'm
them
sure that
offer they
exists,
can't
right?
refuse.
Right? Yeah. I'm going to make you come. You're welcome.
All the sound bites this episode, all of them. We should talk about jizz.
I know, right?
Let's talk about jizz,
All jizz
baby.
all the time.
Let's talk about
Talk about
jizz
you.
and me. I mean, come on. What was I going to say? You and me?
No, you
Jizz.
did. No, you did the right thing.
Right? You did it. You did the right thing. In the moment
Remember
you
20
did it.
minutes ago when I said jizz and I just wanted to say jizz one more last time before we finish, and here we are.
Now we all got to say jizz.
Oh my God, Chris, we fell under the spell of the jizzmonger.
Dun,
Pulls his
dun,
jizz
dun.
lamp. You pull your jizz lamp out.
I'm tenting my fingers.
He just totally multiple migged us. Like from
Oh.
sides.
Did I? Did I?
Oh, no. Chris, oh God, Chris, it's gonna be like we go in the bathroom after the show and we're washing our hands and the light dims down and our faces are glowing. And it's like, oh shit.
You've all been you've been jizz.
Da, 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 da.
God. This is one of the greatest episodes of this show at this point. Is someone trying to get into your room again?
No, it wasn't someone trying to get in. There were people like screaming. They're still.
Oh, good. Jesus, dude.
Are we recording? Are we
Chris-
recording?
Yes, we're recording.
Okay, Chris, do we need to go like rent a car to rescue?
Walla Walla, Washington.
We'll be there in.
It's gonna be a few hours.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Yeah, you might want to.
Room 228.
Oh God, are you gonna be okay? Like, I'm seriously
I'll be
like
fine.
worried.
I've
You
been in
promise?
way scarier than this. Trust me.
Okay,
It's true. Lots of places where they actively were antagonizing him for his green hair.
Yeah,
We'll leave now.
The
We'll leave
scariest
now.
one of all. I was in Jackpot, Nevada, which is right on the border with whatever the fuck is north of Nevada. Who cares?
Idaho.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think it's Idaho. Who gives a shit? So the town is like one street, and there's a casino on either side with a hotel. And I went into one, and I had called ahead or like made a reservation ahead because I knew I was going to be ready to pass out there. And I got there, and they went, "Oh no, you are staying at this hotel, but not this hotel. You're across the street behind the other hotel." And I went up, and it was this like one building apart from everything, and in the parking lot was lit, and there were lights on in the lobby and everything, but there was literally no one there. Like, they gave me the key at the other casino, and I went to my room, and it worked and everything. This was the only time in any hotel I've ever stayed at where once I closed the door, I pushed furniture in front of the door.
Holy shit, dude. That's insanity.
Oh,
I'm serious that I think I was the only person in that building. And there was like no maintenance or anything. And so the wind was like pulling doors open and closing them, like in the lobby. So you would hear these doors opening and closing, and it was like,
Are you sure this happened and you didn't just imagine this?
oh no, this fucking definitely happened.
Good God.
Yeah.
that is.
You sure this wasn't the Tonopah Clown Hotel?
No, because that place is like a joke. This place
true.
is real terror. Like, yeah.
That sounds like it, dude.
I'll take a scary clown any day over what was lurking in this hallway.
Would you take a jizz clown over that? Okay,
I would
would
not
you,
take. I wouldn't take the jizz. No.
Would you listen to a country song called "Jizz on My Clown Shoes"?
Of course, right now.
Hiya, Georgie. It's me, Jizzy Wise. Oh, Jizzy Wise the clown, bro.
Oh, and you know what's gross is when the remake hit. There were like women on internet calling him Daddy Wise.
Oh, man. I mean,
Yeah, I know it's gross. It's gross.
Takes all
Yeah.
kinds, right?
I guess.
I just want him to eat me, kill me, and then I'll love it because I'm dead. What the great. All right.
Daddy Wise.
Take me into the sewer and kill me. Okay.
Rip my arm off. Oh no, rip my little brother's arm off first.
And then hit me with it a couple times.
He's so hot. It's disturbing.
It's like those people saying the same thing about Evan Peters in that Dahmer show. It's like Evan Peters so hot, like he literally ate someone's penis. I don't care.
You're so judgy, Chris.
Evan Peters Method.
So yeah, can you imagine that? So I was preparing for the role of Dahmer, and I just really wanted to get into his headspace. So I killed the guy. I just paid somebody in Hollywood to get me a corpse, and well, he was alive at the time. Then I killed him. He was a corpse. Can you imagine that?
If they had Shia LaBeouf, that shit probably would have happened.
You're right. True method. If it had been Jared Leto, I figured out the
Don't
date.
ever hire him for a cannibal role.
Please.
A death
Or
row
hire
role.
him.
I'm going to death row for real. God.
Do you know he's in the Neutron movie and he had himself miniaturized and put into a computer for a week?
Oh my God. He's the Tom Cruise of method actors.
He was living inside like one of those server farms for 2 months straight.
Too bad somebody didn't just take that fucking thing offline, huh? Oh my God. Would this movie have been better with Jared Leto in it?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Fuck Jared Leto.
I love Jared Leto. I defy you all.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's like the worst kind of kid from drama class, but I don't ever have
That's
to
a
know
good way
him.
of putting it.
I don't ever get to hang around with Jared Leto. I don't have to put up with his methody bullshit on set, and I think he gives good performances sometimes.
Strikes me as the kind of person, if you met him in real life, he would spout off bullshit malpropisms without realizing they were.
Yeah, he seems like he would be insufferable in person, but
Yeah.
that doesn't make me think he's any less a performer. I despise George Papard, and I have an entire podcast based around him.
That's fair.
That's very fair. Respect.
Respect? Sure. What are we even talking about anymore? Toy soldiers and whatever.
I was gonna ask Heather, give us
I'll
your final
watch it.
thoughts on toy soldiers. Wow, Father Malone just buried it. I'll bury you. Heather, what are your final thoughts on toy soldiers?
My final thoughts is it's not a terrible movie. It's not a good movie. It's got some good acting in it. And I don't know. I feel bad. I don't like shitting on things that it's not bad enough for me to hate on. That's the thing. Like, because,
It's almost meh. Like being meh is almost worse.
Right? It's like original flavored malto meal. You could do worse, but you could do a lot better.
Yeah. You can have malted milk or you can have malt balls with that chocolate.
Yeah.
Father Malone.
So
Break it down.
This is not a chocolate malted situation, I guess. I just gave you malt. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of. But it's
I
not
feel
your
like
I
fault.
served you malt.
I feel like an asshole. I'm sorry.
Why?
Oh no, don't, because it's a bad movie. No, I get
Okay.
it. I watched
Hey,
it again.
we-
It's okay. It's
We
okay.
watched
Like I
we
said,
watched If earlier this month, and it was also a bad movie.
I mean, but that one I hadn't seen. This one's kind of my fault. But I based it on my last conception of the movie, which was having seen it at the time over and over and
Right.
over again, and thinking not much like that. Every time it was on, it wasn't like I was sitting watching it, but it was fun enough to just sort of leave on in the background
Mhm.
as a movie. And I thought, well, and then looking at it again and like the cast and everything, I'm like, well, it can't be bad. Let's revisit this. It's going to be good. I don't know. What I said at the top is true. I don't think it's reaching for anything more than it is. And I think all the performances are solid. I think it's got some shocking moments of violence. I mean, this opens with a guy getting thrown out of a helicopter, for God's sake. But you're right, Chris. They don't follow up on that, which
No.
they really needed to. And then it would have been a better movie. Yes. But yeah, I don't know. Tonally, it's crazy. All right. You guys have talked me into it. This movie's terrible. I'm sorry. Chris, I apologize for calling you wrong at the beginning.
Oh, wow. Once a year, ladies and gentlemen, Father Malone apologizes for being wrong. 1 week a year, he does it.
Just this week.
It's captured
Soak it up.
on audio this week.
Are we sure it's Father Malone speaking or his alter
The
ego?
jizz monger. No. Listen.
What if we pivoted? Instead of being the jizzmonger, you were instead the jazzmonger.
Oh, I
Mongering
want to
of
be the
jazz.
jazzmonger.
Are you talking Coltrane?
If you're the jazzmonger, I'll be the scatmonger.
Are you the
I'll be
scat
like
man?
the Dave Brubeck of the group, okay?
Yes.
Am I the scat man? Yes.
You're the scat
Yes, we
man.
already know that.
Skibidi-bidi-bidi, yum da
Yeah,
da
boop, 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 boop. Actually, that artist John Larkin, he did a really obscure jazz album in the 80s that is fucking legit. It's so
Wait,
good.
the scat man?
Yeah, he was like this respected jazz guy before he did that
I
song.
mean,
And
don't you have to be to do scat, right?
Well,
Like,
yes, but I think people that know that song, most people that know that song don't know jazz.
that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no, his like a jazz album he did in the 80s, fucking, you can find it on YouTube, but it's legit good. Dude was brilliant.
You guys remember Hamster Dance? They had an album, like a classic album.
Hamster Dance.
Concerto in the key.
Did you make this up, Chris?
Concerto in the key of H. Concerto in the key of H. Yes,
Please tell me.
Yes, I was being facetious.
You made
You
this
guys
up.
thought I was being serious? Oh,
Yeah.
the hamsters with the hamster dance have a classical music album called
Okay, no.
Concertos in the Key of H.
You do not scoff at me and Father Malone because you quoted that Omen song and we both thought you made that shit up and
Yeah.
it was real.
That's fair.
It's not what I gotta believe you forever, Archie.
You can do what you want.
Don't forget the
Omen.
It's a good song. It's stuck in your head.
Don't you dare
Why isn't it
forget
just
the
our
Omen.
theme song? We should just
Right.
open every episode we're on together.
Right. They don't care anymore. They probably are okay with somebody using it at this point. At least somebody's listening to that song.
They're all dead anyways. It's fine. I'm sorry. If they really are now, I'm gonna feel like an asshole. I'm sorry.
The episode of Heather feeling bad.
I know. I'm
I don't know
atoning
why.
for my sins. Yeah, I'm atoning for all.
Yeah,
my
I think
sins
you're the.
here.
I think
That should be
you're
the description of the episode. Toy soldiers. Heather feels bad. Jizz, jizz, jizz.
the one where Heather feels bad.
Why is my feeling bad associated with shit?
Just happens. It just happens that way.
It's
That
like
was the way I started this show's like title labeling was like the one with. That's a Friends thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some lame ass shit.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Father Malone, this was okay. I think we've kind of hit the notes a couple times now. It just needed to be more of one or the other, but don't make an R-rated movie and then not deliver on it being R-rated. Other than Sean Astin saying fuck a couple times.
Yeah. I mean, the people getting their faces blown off too.
Oh, like the Andrew Divoff's dad gets his throat.
Yeah. There's a whole prison riot scene in this movie. Yeah, why wasn't this movie more hardcore?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It seems like an odd choice, but a choice that they made nonetheless.
I do like the one sort of plot contrivance that I liked was that they accidentally kill this gangster's kid, and then he kills the object of the whole movies. But, like, I like that sort of ratcheting up of tension. I don't think it went anywhere.
I was going to say, it doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere.
No.
But for that moment, I was like, oh, shit, when Will Wheaton died, like, oh, this is going to be good. And then they kill the guy and then nothing happens. But
Jerry Orbach comes in and like has a fist fight with Andrew Divoff.
Did that happen? No.
Beats him to death with a candlestick.
He beats him to death.
Be my guest. Be my guest.
Oh my God. He beats him to death with a bowl of gabagool.
Yeah. Go get the papers. Get the papers. Okay, Jerry.
Oh my God, I love that guy.
Yeah.
No, the papers guy. That
Jimmy Two-Time.
The actor Tony Powers. He did an album in the early '80s. He has this amazing music video. This is a heist, and it's got like a young Treat Williams in it, a young John Goodman in it. It's got Marcia Strassman from Welcome Back, Kotter. Now look it up. It's an amazing music video. It's really good.
Heather knows all the good shit.
I gotta get a pen.
Heather always knows all the good shit.
I know, right? I always believe her. So when she fucks with us, I'm just gonna fucking buy it. And if you don't reveal it right away, I'll go away thinking that's true.
I am much more than a jizz master. Okay.
No question.
On that note, let's take a break and we'll play a preview for the first Culture Cast of October.
Ooh.
What is happening to me? I'm burning up.
It's gonna be okay, Lizzie.
Oh, it's not. Oh, God, it's not. Listen to me. Something is wrong. Something is wrong with me.
Lizzie, I know. That's why we need to get you help.
I'm dying. I'm dying. What's happening? What's happening?
Oh, my God.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Oh, my God. What is it?
I don't know. What the fuck?
Okay, Lord. It's bugs. Help me! Help me, darling! Help me!
You know what you have to do?
Well, you know what happens now.
What? Because it's what are you, Statler and fucking Waldorf over there? Boo! I paid money to see this.
Just randomly booing things.
Yeah. Fuck. It's a tough crowd tonight.
Man, I'm gonna go make a cake. Boo.
Boo.
Whoa. Guess they don't like the 9/11 jokes. Better switch to the Rothschild material. Oh.
Yeah.
You guys know about dark money? Oh,
have you heard Manimal?
Yeah, Christ. Oh my God. On the next episode of the Culture Cast, we're going to be joined by Richard Haddam, who we've talked about on this episode, we'll be joined by Richard Haddam to talk about The Perfection. And we're talking all about Netflix horror movies in a aptly titled month called Horrortober 8, the horrors of Netflix.
Did I say boo earlier? I'm saying it again. Boo.
Boo.
Damn. Hey, yeah, The Perfection co-hosted with Heather with Richard Bales on you again.
Dun dun dun.
I'm not booing Richard Haddam or that episode you're referencing. I'm booing the month overall.
Wow. Well,
oh man,
that's fair. They're all Netflix horror movies that go sideways, is what I have been told.
Sideways?
Also,
there's a big twist.
There's a twist. Mark Begley helped me program the month of Wake Up Heavy.
Oh, okay.
We love
I'm a little
Mark.
more.
And also Richard's fabulous. I'm just being silly. He's fantastic.
Yes.
Right.
Is he holding you hostage?
Yes, he's got a gun behind my back. Actually,
you don't need my backup.
He was trying to break into. He's trying to break into Father Malone's hotel room.
He heard you. He's here. He's here.
He's like, knock, knock, motherfucker.
Into the window.
I heard you were talking some mess, Father Malone. I'm going to come on down to your hotel room and teach you a thing or two about the English language, boy.
Oh, God. Oh,
every time. Every fucking time.
So cool. Oh, my God.
You call yourself the jizzmonger, boy. I'm Stone Cold Jizz Austin.
Oh, shit. What? I got to get in a character now?
You got to fucking... Yeah, got a promo on me, boy.
Let me tell you something there, Mean Gene.
Jesus. Oh, man. This is one for the record books. This is the funniest goddamn episode of this fucking show. Oh.
So cold, Jizz Austin. Boy.
It's going to be a jizz off on the Thursday night in the...
Austin 369 says, I just jizzed in your ass. Just like, gross, bro. Gross, bro. Gross.
No. Hey, Cold Stone Creamery.
Oh, gross. Oh, no.
Boy. I can't do the voice.
That's it. Oh, no.
I got
Stone Cold Steve Austin's Stone Cold Jizz Creamery. We got 39 flavors, 69 ways of preparing them. Doot.
I was going to say, we only got one flavor, but we got 69 ways to deliver it.
This is the jizziest episode of this show.
Oh, God, it's
positively dripping.
There's so much jizz, we're all pregnant.
Yeah, you never think of this stuff, but it's out there. Like
it's out there. If you swallow a cup of cum,
if you swallow all the loads, all the loads are gonna go through you, baby.
Yeah. Somebody writing this down.
See, no, we have this newfangled thing. It's being recorded. There's forever proof of this unless it's deleted.
I know, but this particular bit of knowledge needs to be transcribed and disseminated.
It needs to be
inseminated, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
oh miserable, smug, and pretentious.
Oh my God, it's here.
Wait, I'm miserable. I'm smug.
And I'm the jizzmonger.
Surprise guest. I'm here every week.
The jizzmonger is always here, ready to deliver his
There's no surprise at all. You know it coming. Get it?
Oh, God.
Hey, whoever the jizzmonger goes, every zone's a loading zone.
Oh my God! All right.
Speaking of jizzmongering, when you're not here, Father Malone, where can people find you?
On the road. Go to fathermalone.com.
Delivering your load.
Delivering loads.
To all the boys and girls.
Worldwide.
Jizz to Jizz AM.
Okay, stop talking about jizz for 2 seconds. Fathermalone.com. Go there. You know what? This is not a metric to judge my other work. This entire jizz-soaked episode of a fucking movie that was just a trifle at best. Like,
that is the greatest quote. This is not a metric of my other work.
Hey, over to you, Father Malone. What have you been up to? Jizz. Take it from there, Father Malone. Oh, okay. Well, when I'm not talking about jizz.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Against my will, I'll point out. Go over to fathermalone.com. I got a wacky podcast about taxi that I participate in. Remember Danny DeVito? Anyway, back to the jizz.
Back to you, Jizzy McGee.
WJIZ.
JIZZ in Chicago, coming to you from across the pond. Heather, what about you? Where can people find
me anymore when we just had a jizz conversation? Okay.
Heather, where can people find you when you're not here talking about jizz with us?
I will say this is the only podcast and episode I have ever done this. I am I am a lady. Technically. Not anymore. I've been stained. I am a stained woman. Thanks to the chismonger. Damn.
That is for us all. I'm speaking as me, Father Malone. None of us are immune.
I would first of all highly encourage everybody before I go into my plugs to seek out Father Malone's work. He does amazing, beautiful work. He's on multiple podcasts and he is always hilarious.
Just stop it.
And intelligent. Fuck off. This is my segment. I'll do what I want.
Burn your ass, bro.
Let me compliment
you. Stone Cold said, on me.
"No, you're rolling. Shut your mouth."
Yeah, 369.
369, 420.
No, but seriously, check out Father Malone and his amazing work. Check out Chris's amazing work. Check out his Patreon support.
Truly.
Like you're
the
getting
$1 jizz level members.
If you don't have that, you're gonna have to create it after we finish recording.
We have the cum level, which is
load level 1, load level 2, and load level 3, baby.
Load 1, you also get an MP3 illegal download of Metallica's
Reload. So fucking gross, you disgusting motherfuckers.
What's not disgusting is my website, www.mondoheather.com. It is 100% jizz free, but it does have a number of great articles.
Though?
It is. How dare you? Well, wait, it's not now.
Is anything ever really 100% free of anything?
You should have been like, not after I was done reading it.
Jizzmonger was here.
See? My mind doesn't go to these dark places. This is why we're good as a team.
It only goes to the dark destinations.
Oh, stop plugging me.
Whoa, bro.
Wow.
Not on this episode. Of all the episodes to say that on, I think this is not the one.
You need to stop plugging the world.
Stop plugging
the world with your fertile
jizzmongering.
The jizzmonger.
Oh my god.
Wrap it up.
So you can find me at mondoheather.com, mondoheather at Twitter and at Instagram, and I also have a Patreon. And thank you guys for listening, and thank you boys for I'm so glad I have a strong bladder, because otherwise the hilarity is amazing, as is the Jizzmonger. I also recommend his Patreon, patreon.com Jizzmonger.
Gotta make it
at
now,
the $69 at the $69 level, you get a pillow full of his seed.
Right back here. I'm gonna take it with me.
It's the best Western's finest.
And if you're that special someone, I'll mail it to you.
Ew.
He'll even sprinkle it with tagine.
Oh yeah. Sealed with a kiss. Wink.
A kiss for gross, dude.
So gross.
As for me, you can find me at cstachiw.com, cstachiw.com. That's my link tree, and weirdingwaymedia.com. It's a media network that we started, and you're on it right now. Technically, you're listening to it right now. Yeah. Yay.
Wait, are we doing the porn title?
Yeah. That's the last question, because
no, I'll just say something stupid. Ready? Sex toy soldiers.
I'm sorry, I'm stupid. That was funny.
But is it a movie about anthropomorphic sex toys fighting back against something?
No, it's a combination of small soldiers and Flesh Gordon.
You say Flesh Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you not heard of Flesh Gordon? This is a real movie.
I believe it.
Yeah,
it's a sex from the 70s with claymation, like fuck it. It's a stop motion shit. It's awesome.
And oh, wait. Candy Samples has a cameo in it.
See that, Chris?
Yeah.
See what you're missing?
It's a real movie.
Yes. And Candy Samples has luscious endowments, shall we say? If you know what I mean, boys.
Sex toy soldiers, huh?
I like to think it's soldiers fighting each other with sex toys.
That's fair. Just throwing them at one another.
Be like, oh God, not the pocket pussy.
Come on, Heather, bury us now with your sex porn title.
No, I want
soldiers.
Chris.
Oh yeah, right. Finale, of course.
No, Chris.
Come soldiers.
Every episode, it's just come whatever.
Come shooters.
Oh,
No.
Shooters?
I don't know, man. We said jizz enough times at this point. Do they need this?
No jizz.
Okay, I think I have it.
No, here we go. You did such a good job last week.
I'm never gonna best that. I will never best. I will never best up. What was it? Up the Arse Academy?
Up the Ass Academy. What me horny.
No, it was colon. What me horny.
What me horny.
Phrase haunts me.
What me horny.
Oh,
can you imagine that the Alfred E. Newman's just like at the end of the movie?
No, gross. Ew, no.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking questions.
That's what
that
Ben
mask had to
Shapiro's-
end up somewhere, right?
That's Ben Shapiro wears that mask when he has sex with his poor wife, just to ensure she's maximally dry.
Look at that Alfred E. Newman face. Call me Alfred.
He makes her wear it so he can get hard to get in that dry valley.
Yes,
Sub-Saharan.
Nobody wants to hear the DAP song.
Or sap. Sandy ass pussy.
Oh.
Sand.
Heather, we're waiting. I want to hear. We want to hear it. Give it to us.
I hate sand.
Give it to us dry.
Oh, okay. This is lame, and I apologize for it. It's being lame, but this is the best I could come up with. Toy sodomites : the reckoning.
Like with a WR.
Yes.
That's a good one.
You like it?
What about toy sodomy : the rectum?
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
Well,
Toy sodomy 2, the rectum ripping.
Oh God. Oh.
I think you guys are going to share the award.
I think actually no. That would, and then parentheses. Don't you turn my brown eye red?
Wow. Did you just say that?
As always, what else is there to say?
Drunk. Yep. That's it, folks. That's the episode. God bless. Good night. And happy jizz.